Mongo Gabriel Kalago, I had this child Gabriela. Then below Kinkum, I want you to reach out to me, Malaki. Thank you. I just need one person China. We Tigrayan Canadians and Friends of Peace are gathered here to demonstrate, to call upon the Canadian government, the Canadian public and the media to do their part to stop the atrocities and war crimes being committed on the people of Tigray in Ethiopia. On November 4, 2020, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and his partners, the Eritrean President Isaias Afwerki and the Amhara Regional State, waged a genocidal war against the people of Tigray. Despite the Ethiopian regime's claim that this is a domestic operation directed at the TPLF, evidence show that the United Arab Emirates, UAE, and the Republic of Somalia have also taken part in this genocidal war, making it a regional war that destabilizes the entire Horn of Africa. For the past 9 months, Ethiopian, Eritrean, and Amhara troops have committed civilian massacres, extrajudicial executions, indiscriminate bombings, and shellings, killing thousands of Tigrayans. The Ethiopian, Eritrean, and Amhara forces have weaponized sexual and gender-based violence, raping and gang raping more than 20,000 women and girls in Tigray. These forces have undertaken extensive looting and destruction. Over 80% of healthcare facilities have been looted and destroyed. 75% of state and private universities have been destroyed. Countless sacred and religious institutions have been destroyed. Since November 4th, the Ethiopian, Eritrean, and Amhara forces have engineered a coordinated campaign to starve the people of Tigray, which are now facing a man-made famine. For the past 9 months, these forces have blocked humanitarian aid, looted and destroyed farms, burnt crops, killed livestock, burned grain stores, and prevented Tigray from farming. This is a man-made famine. 5.5 million people in Tigray are in a high acute food insecurity. Between 400,000 to 900,000 people are living in a famine conditions. 1.8 million are on the brink of famine. 140,000 children are facing acute malnutrition. At least 100 trucks need to arrive daily in Tigray to meet food needs, but the Ethiopian government has denied unhindered access to Tigray. The Ethiopian government has put the regional Tigray under siege. Today, humanitarian organizations and UN agencies have warned that if humanitarian access is not made available to those in need, yet the world might experience yet another devastating man-made famine that amounts to a war crime. Canada considers the Ethiopian government a close partner, yet what has Canada done to end the man-made famine in Tigray? Nothing. Canada, act now! 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 Trudeau, 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 act now! End the man-made famine! End the man-made famine! End the man-made famine! End the man-made famine! Allow access to Tigray! 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 End the siege in 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 Tigray! The invading forces who have been committing war crimes and crimes against humanity for 9 months in Tigray, who are currently committing atrocities in Western Tigray, are blocking aid from reaching millions of starving people are still in Tigray. Eritrean troops have been involved in this genocidal war from the very beginning and are still occupying Tigrayan territories, including the homeland of the Iro minority in northern Tigray, who are at the risk of complete extinction because of the barbarism of the Eritrean army. Eritrean troops out of Tigray! Eritrean troops out of Tigray! Eritrean troops out of Tigray! Amhara forces have annexed, ethnically cleansed, and are occupying huge parts of Tigrayan territory in western Tigray. The Amhara militias in the occupied zones are going door to door hunting for Tigrayans. Tigrayans are facing detention, arrest, torture, and executions in western Tigray. Just last week alone, the bodies of over 50 Tigrayans who were virtually murdered were pulled out of the Tekeza River by Sudanese security officials. Amhara militias out of Tigray! Amhara militias out of Tigray! Amhara militias out of Tigray! Stop the ethnic cleansing! Stop the ethnic cleansing! Stop the ethnic cleansing! Amhara militia out of Tigray! Amhara militia out of Tigray! Since November, ethnically targeted attacks against Tigrayans in Ethiopia have been on the rise. Tigrayans have been purged from the African Union peacekeeping missions, the Ethiopian National Defense Forces, and from police forces. Thousands of Tigrayan service members have been detained and facing torture in remote prisons. Just last week, the Ethiopian government unfairly labeled the Tigrayan ENDF members as traitors simply for being from Tigray. And these soldiers have never participated on the war on Tigray. And now the federal government of Ethiopia has passed death and life imprisonment sentence on these thousands of Tigrayan ENDF members. My ethnicity is not a crime!